You are tuned in to another edition of Americana Music Profiles, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's jump right in to the next exciting interview. I am speaking with Dennis Lynch, President of the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival. We're going to do something a little bit different this afternoon. Most of the festivals and concerts have been put on hold for this year due to the circumstances that we're all aware of. But there are a few things happening, and one of those is the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival. And I've got Dennis here with me on the call today, and they have a lineup coming up, a great Americana lineup, and it kicks off here in about a week and a half, and so we're going to get Dennis to tell us about who's appearing and what folks can expect. This is not an online event. This is a live event. So, Dennis, welcome, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us and tell us about what you've got going on.
Well, Greg, thanks for the opportunity. I always love chatting with you about our lineup and about and picking your brain about who we ought to be looking for in next season's lineup.
Yeah.
We have one of your very fine recommendations we managed to sign this year. So, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We are you nailed it in the intro. We are live. You know, you can come sit on the socially distanced lawn or sit in the socially distanced pavilion. We're making everything as safe as we possibly can, but here's your chance to hear live music. And most of these folks that we're going to talk about have not. It is either their first concert since March,
wow.
First live concert since March, or it's their first weekend out since March. So we do have a great lineup coming up on Friday, September 4th.
Before we jump in, just in case we've got some folks that we've got listeners all over the place, and unfortunately some of them aren't in driving distance, but a lot of people are, and maybe some of those folks don't know about the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival or where you're located or why this is even going on. So maybe give me the Reader's Digest version real quick of where you guys are located and why this event is even possible.
I'd love to, Greg. In the first place, we have 3 concerts over the Labor Day weekend. So you got the day off. You know, you can drive a little further if you want.
Right.
But we are in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, of course. We are in Orkney Springs, Virginia. Orkney Springs, Virginia. That is on the map. We made sure of that. It is about
beautiful back there too, by the way.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is. If your folks are familiar with the Shenandoah Valley, we're about 15 miles west of Mount Jackson off of I-81.
Yep.
And you can't possibly get lost because the road ends there. You can't,
literally, it does, yes.
There's a cul-de-sac, and you can't get lost because that's where the road ends. Can't go too far.
Yeah.
And it's if you're a skier, it's 3 miles past Bryce Resort on the same road. And it's at a gorgeous place called Shrinemont, which is owned by the Episcopal Diocese of Virginia. It is a turn of last century resort hotel, old
right.
Springs Resort Hotel. Fantastic property, and we are lucky, and we are proud, and we are blessed to be doing music there. This is our 57th season.
Wow! Wow, that's awesome.
We're the longest-running outdoor concert series in the Commonwealth.
Wow!
And I can proudly say the longest-running uninterrupted concert series in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
a lot of folks have been interrupted this year, but fortunately, just because of our size, because of where we are, because of we can work inside of the health department's rules to present music safely.
Yeah. So you've had several different artists on the ticket. You guys usually start, it kind of runs through the course of the summer. It's not some festivals people will go to, it's a 3-day event and they'll get 10, 15, 20 bands. You stretch this out normally, but you've had to, with the COVID, change things around. And if I understand correctly, you haven't had an event yet, but you're starting Friday, September 4th, Labor Day weekend, and have settled on a lineup now. And so tell us what you've got in store for us.
You're exactly right. We are normally a series. It's not a traditional 3 or 4 day festival. It is a series, kind of like Wolf Trap, but
right. Okay.
A lot smaller. You can find parking. And we are closing up the dates a little bit this year. Normally we do 8 shows. This year we're doing 5. We had a few last minute cancellations, so we had to cut the number to 5. Normally we start mid-July, but we are looking forward to starting Labor Day weekend this year.
And we'll go a little later, right?
Yep, go a little later
okay.
into September, past Labor Day.
Yeah.
We have never done an outdoor concert past Labor Day weekend before, so we're just breaking all kinds of rules this year.
Whatever it takes.
We open with a band that you are, of course, familiar with, an absolutely wonderful Grammy-winning award band, the Steeldrivers.
Oh, I'm so excited that you worked it out with those guys. My wife's favorite band, and I tell you, I don't know how many people know, but that was Chris Stapleton's bluegrass band before he branched off and did his own thing. But they have, they have kept up the professionalism with this group for sure.
It is an outstanding band. They are wonderful musicians, and we are looking forward to having them back. They were here, I don't know, I guess 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Right.
But we're looking forward to having Tammy and the crew back.
Yeah, that's
we love
great.
them.
Yeah, awesome. And then what's on Saturday?
Saturday night we have an old favorite of ours, longtime favorite, I should say. Elieen Ivers and Universal Roots.
Yep.
If they gave out Grammy Awards for that kind of Celtic fusion sound that she has, she would have been on the list many times over.
Yeah.
I love her music because it kind of starts out with Celtic music, and then we take a little trip around the world before we end up coming around back again to Celtic music. The
awesome.
New York Times called her the Jimi Hendrix of the violin.
Okay. Wow.
And the Washington Post said she represents the future of Celtic fiddle music.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
And she's been out here in the past, and in my opinion, heaven is a never-ending Elieen Ivers concert.
Okay. Wow. Well, that says a lot.
She would probably think that was hell because she'd never get a break.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we just love her, and she's coming in on a Saturday, Labor Day weekend.
And Sunday, Labor Day weekend, you normally run what you call Hot Strings and Cool Breezes, which is kind of your little mini bluegrass festival in the middle of all of this. And you're staying true to the date. Who do you have lined up for that this year?
We have the Seldom Scene. Actually, we normally do 3 or 4 bands that night, but again, because of for COVID-related reasons, it's kind of a co-bill this year. The Seldom Scene is headlining. They're everybody's favorite bluegrass band.
Sure, yeah, classic, all the way back almost to the beginning of these, at least out of the DC groups anyway.
Yep, and we love Dudley and those guys,
yep,
and
we're
glad they're coming back. And I need to thank you for recommending the Gina Furtado project.
Yeah. I was so happy because originally I think you tried to get them and they were already booked, and of course we know what happened to that kind of schedule, and so I was excited to see you having her back, and she's, I guess, kind of almost a local favorite, but certainly well known on the national stage and international stage with her work with several other bands before she, Chris Jones, of course, and the Night Riders. She was with those guys for a while, but now on her own. So we're excited that you got her back.
Yeah, she was scheduled. We didn't talk to her quite soon enough. She had booked a West Coast tour. She was going to be in Oregon that week, but like you said, the best laid plan sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we were, kind of sad for her, but kind of glad for us.
Yeah.
when that tour was canceled, we got in touch with her real quick, and she said sure. And little bonus too, she is doing a banjo workshop
awesome.
for us before the show at 4:00 there at the concert venue in Orkney Springs at Tryon. So and that's free. You don't need to buy a ticket for the concert, but we would be much happier if you did it that way. We do that thanks to the help from our local community foundation here,
okay.
the Shannon Family Fund of the Shenandoah Community Foundation funds that workshop for us every year. Our first one was last year with Sierra Hall, and
right.
golly, we had 50 or 60 mandolin players. And
wow, that's awesome.
Sierra just did a great, and her husband Justin, I should say, Justin Moses did a great workshop for us. And gosh, 90 minutes and something like that. It was terrific, and we're doing that again this year for the banjo,
And Gina's hometown is Winchester, Front Royal, something like that.
I believe she was born in Front Royal, but I think she lives in Winchester now.
Yeah.
And it's so great when we have, when we're able to go that close for, nationally known performers in their genre.
Yeah, she was one of our cover stories not too long ago, and just either cover or feature article, but just excited to and her new record is just really, really good, and I think people will really enjoy her flavor of bluegrass. It's not traditional, but it's certainly bluegrass, and has just fun. It's a fun record, and I look forward to seeing her stage show to go along with that for sure.
And the weather is going to be perfect this year.
Of course. It's always perfect. Never rains at Shrine.
Never.
But there is shelter for the people who choose to sit under the shelter. So we want to make sure people know that when they go to purchase tickets, they can sit under the awning with the tin roof and enjoy the music. That's right.
And they'll stay dry that way. And we are of course, our capacity in there is limited because we need to keep people 6 feet apart. But we are doing that, and there are tickets remaining for all of these shows that I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then you have one more weekend, Friday the 18th and Saturday the 19th, and both bands are just headliners across the country for years, and so I know it was sad to lose some of the acts that you lost, but you certainly replaced them with, in my opinion, acts that hold their own against anybody else that might have been able to play and hasn't been able to be there with you this year.
We are very pleased to be able to have these last two slots in our season filled by the Travelin McCourys, and on the 18th of September, and Sam Bush on the 19th.
Yeah.
The Travelin McCourys are actually I just talked to they're our most recent signing, and it's just a couple of days ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before, so when I saw that, I thought, wow, and they've played there before, but man, do they bring some tradition to the stage? Wow.
They do, and they're also bringing some new stuff to the stage. They just talked to their manager the other day, and he said that they were planning on doing this new show next year when things got back to normal. But he said, you know what, we're gonna put it together and we're gonna tease the fans.
Okay,
with it.
Awesome.
They have it's the history of the Travelin McCourys. It's the history of bluegrass as told by the Travelin McCourys.
Okay.
They're starting back with Bill Monroe, and they are working their way all through Jerry Garcia. They have the Grateful Dead show that they do, but we're doing some of the traditional stuff, and it's going to be a progression. It's going to be a progression through time.
Yeah,
like
cool.
those. Remember those the evolution poster picture that you got in your book when you were in elementary school or middle school. Like, you start with a hunched over guy and you progress to the guy standing straight up. That's kind of their thinking on this.
Okay.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
There's going to be some of the traditional stuff, and there's going to be some of the more modern stuff, and it's not just for bluegrass fans. The family of Jerry Garcia, I was chatting with like I said, the manager the other day, and the family of Jerry Garcia says that there isn't a living guitarist that plays Jerry Garcia better than the Travelin McCourys.
Yeah.
So we're always looking forward to that show too.
Yeah.
And they were here recently, but we had absolutely no qualms about signing them again because it's a new show.
Yeah.
And because these guys are monster talents.
Yeah. Well, of course, the legacy there is Del McCoury, and so certainly,
and it's so cool because some of them some of the audience comes out to see them because they're Del's boys.
Yeah. And
they're going to do the traditional stuff, but they have a whole nother younger audience that comes out to see them just purely for the amazing musicianship.
Yeah.
And
of course,
guys are good.
Yeah. And of course, you wrap it up with what many people call the father of newgrass music, Sam Bush, and boy, does he bring an incredible show to the stage too when he performs.
We had Sam once, I don't know, it was 10, 12 years ago.
Right,
or something like
it's been
that.
A while. Yeah.
He played for 45 minutes before he said a word, and I said, "Oh, this is really cool."
Yeah, yeah. He enjoys playing, and he enjoys entertaining the audience for sure.
He brings the show with him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We're looking forward to Sam too. It's his first weekend out as well.
Wow. That's crazy.
And this is we're so, like I said, we're so glad that we were able to sign all of these folks because it's going to be in a summer that's been memorable for some not so good things. We want this to be memorable for some fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we are so glad that you are able to pull this off and give us some live options where we haven't had many. So if folks want to look into more about what you guys are about, what's the website if they want to purchase tickets? Is there a place a way to get them? Should they call you? Tell everybody how to get a seat.
It's the easiest website in the world, musicfest.org.
Yeah, I love
musicfest.org. That'll give information about the venue, about the site if you're not familiar with it, information about our organization, and that's also where you buy your tickets. And that's the 24/7. That's the best way to do it.
Awesome.
And we're looking forward to hearing from some folks, and also our social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and we're even on Pinterest. So if you have a great picnic idea, post it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to. I was making the presumption that this hasn't changed. One of the things that's always been kind of neat about the festival is you allow people to tailgate and bring a picnic lunch and come a little early and set up and bring your own food and in anticipation of the music on the way. So I'm assuming that is still an option that people can choose.
That is an option. Thankfully, people are still welcome to bring their own food and beverage. Many of our patrons enjoy their favorite beverage, is I think the way we phrase it these days.
Right, yeah.
But there will not be, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's such a fun thing to do, a picnic on the lawn. There will not be food available on site this year. Normally there is, but there will not be this year. And it's breaking my heart to say this, but even our famous ice cream social that we've been offering for 30, 40 years, whatever, before and during the concert, we even had to draw the curtain on that this summer. But people are certainly invited to bring their own food, and the pavilions, like I said, is socially distanced too. So we will have you'll be able to picnic kind of inside the pavilion too.
Oh, good. Okay.
But and also I should say our host Shrinemont, their kitchen is open and on those days, and I will have more information on our website about this, musicfest.org. They will be able to do a takeout dinner of whatever they are serving their guests that evening. I should also say that if you want to make a weekend of it, especially that Labor Day weekend, there is a package deal.
Great.
You can stay right on site there. You've been there, 20 yards from the concert site?
You could almost, depending on where your room is, you could almost set on the balcony space or the deck space and hear the music from where your room is. So yes, it's very close, and it's a neat older building and clean and safe and secure, but you sort of feel like you're staying in someplace in the 50s or 60s almost. It's got that really neat kind of nostalgic vibe to it.
Yeah, it's got kind of that Dirty Dancing vibe.
I was thinking that, yeah. Right, it does. And when you mix the music in with it, especially if you decided, like you said, to stay for the Labor Day weekend, you can catch three music acts over the course of the weekend. You almost feel like maybe you were a bystander to that movie.
So, yeah, and you get a discount on your lodging, and there's a ticket discount too. So, but all that stuff's on the website. Okay. So, we hope we get as many people as we are. We are capped. Our attendance is capped. So buy your tickets early. Can't have more than the health department says can't have more than 1,000 people. Okay. On site.
Okay. And repeat that website again.
It's musicfest.org.
Great. And is there a phone number, or would you prefer them to go to the website?
There is a phone number. It is 540-459-3396. 540-459-3396. There's greater value when you buy the ticket on the website. But if you would prefer to make your reservations on the phone, some folks do, you just give us a call.
All right. Great. Well, thank you, Dennis. I'm excited for you guys and looking forward to some live music, and we certainly wish it to be a successful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, and Greg, just do me one more favor, if you would.
Sure.
Come up with some good ideas for us to hire next year.
Hey, that we can do. We have lots of connections, and I could probably help you fill a whole summer real fast. So we will have that conversation. I look forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Americana Music Profiles. Find us on iTunes at Americana Music Profiles and on the internet at AmericanaRhythm.com.